I want to take a moment to simply explain what a vinyasa is and how to do it properly. You'll see that on a lot of yoga schedules there are a lot of vinyasa classes. So what exactly is that? A vinyasa is really a series of any yoga poses strung together. The way we refer to it in modern day yoga, though, is really a series of just 3 poses that we happen to do over and over and over again throughout class, mostly as a transition between postures or between series of poses and getting from one side to another, transitioning your way throughout class. The reason why they're so important is because we do them over and over again. It's important to have the proper alignment, because if you're not having the proper alignment, you're most likely going to be putting a lot of pressure on your wrists and your shoulders that really is just unnecessary and can be avoided. And when we do them improperly, it's likely that you'll create a chronic injury over time. All right, so I'm going to break down a regular vinyasa. This is the more advanced version, then we'll continue to break it down from there and see how we can train the body to build that strength. So in your plank pose, your shoulders should be pressing away from each other. So a common misalignment here is that you're caving in to the shoulder blades. The lower back might be down here. So we want to really engage this pose by pushing the floor away, moving the scapulas away from each other, and then really drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Okay, the thighs are nice and strong. A modification is just to drop your knees. If you get too tired here, keep the engagement in the arms and the stomach, just lower your knees to the ground. Okay. And then from there, we'll come down through chaturanga, which is a low push-up. Your elbows would bend to 90 degrees. Again, it takes a lot of strength. You're squeezing your arms in towards your core. Back is nice and flat. Neck is long, so you're not looking forward. You're looking down to keep your neck in line with the spine. And then from there, you flip your feet. You press the hands down into the floor to lift the chest. So again, you're not kind of collapsing down into the shoulders here in the lower back. You want to be lifting the knees, pushing the floor away, and then opening the heart. Okay. Root down through your knuckles, the knuckles at the base of your hands, so not all of the pressure is on your wrist. So, like I said, that's pretty advanced transition only because it's hard to do properly, not because it's hard to do, I guess, because you're only there for a second, but it is hard to do properly. So a way that you can practice that at home, that one move, that chaturanga or a low push-up, is to take 2 blocks and place them about shoulder distance apart. Your fingers will come right to the base of the blocks, and you'll come back into that plank pose. Okay, from here, you'll keep that nice board-like body, bend the elbows straight back until your shoulders come down towards the blocks. And you can just work on holding this, using the blocks for support, keeping the belly engaged and the thighs engaged. Just maybe taking a few deep breaths. Of course, if you have to, you can drop your knees, just keep the core engaged. Maybe get a little bit lighter in the blocks. And then when you're ready, press back up. And that's just going to help you build up that strength in the arms. If you're not quite there yet, to keep taking this vinyasa over and over properly, first of all, you can always skip it. Okay, you can always go right to your downward facing dog or child's pose. But if you want to work on it, again, you'll come into your plank pose. Take a moment here, drop your knees to the floor, and then instead of coming through chaturanga, you're going to try to keep your back, again, nice and long, the core engaged, and just slowly lower the body all the way down to the mat. So again, something to be careful here with is not to do the roll, right? That's really not serving you at all. So it's really important to stay strong in the core so that you build up that strength that's needed. Okay, coming all the way down, you would flatten the tops of your feet. Push down into the toes and come into cobra. So hands are underneath your shoulders, your elbows are squeezing in towards your ribs. And then you just lift your chest up on the inhale. And you don't want to be totally relying on your arms here. You want to use a lot of back strength. So it's almost like you should be able to float your hands up off of the floor and then maybe give yourself some love. Good. Keep drawing the shoulders down the back so they don't float up by the ears. Take one more breath in and then slowly release. To come out of it, you would just press right back up to the knees, tuck your toes, and come right into your downward facing dog. All right, so if you're there, continue to practice it, and over time you'll probably build up that strength to take that more advanced variation of a vinyasa. Until then, just keep exploring and have fun with the process and incorporate some of these tools into your classes in the future.